Back to Market Rasen, we go for the 3:45. It's the final race of the afternoon. 7 go to post for a 3 mile handicap chase. Robin DePaus is your 11-4 favourite here for Paul Webber and Paddy Brennan. Carla Rocks is 3-1. Sandcove is 11-2 with Cranbrook Causeway. 7-1 and bigger prices the rest. And Jimmy Cleary alongside me in the studio. And tight that race to 10 proceedings for horses rated 0 to 100.
And it's a difficult race to be sure what's going to give its running here, because they're a pretty ordinary bunch. 2 of them rated with a BHA mark of 101 and the others are 89 or lower. So the Dugopolis, who is normally well out of the handicap, is actually running off his proper mark for once.
Yeah.
But, that is Robin Despois, who isn't necessarily showing that she's taken that well to fences so far. She's had 2 goes and she's been beaten a fair way both times, but her mark is significantly lower than it was when she was running over hurdles.
Okay. Yeah, mark of 89, still the maiden after 11 starts. That's her third go over fences. Carla Rocks now joining as the head of the betting of a mark of 110, 1 from 12 overall. That was off this mark of 101 over hurdles. It wasn't soft ground, however.
Yes, that is the question really, because he's the one horse in the race who ran well last time. He was a good second at Utoxeter just before Christmas, but it was very testing ground that day. If he copes with these conditions, then even off a mark £7 higher, he probably is the right favourite.
Okay, as he eases out, second favourite Sands Cove is 5-1. James Evan and Ben Post took our previous race with Compadre, and this horse is a course and distance winner. And a very similar sort of profile in that he's been dropping down the weights.
First run last season he was off BHA 116, he's now on 101, so over a stone lower in the weights, but his form isn't exactly inspiring, but I think you could have said the same about Compadre before the race as well.
Okay, Cranbrook Causeway is a maiden after 9 starts.
Regularly wears headgear, nothing in his efforts this season that are especially encouraging, but again, one who's slipping in the weights.
Okay, as they arrive down the post, and we've got to come on to the good old Dugopolis, who, as you say, is in the weights today.
Yes, he's off a mark at least £6 lower than anything he's been running off for a lot of this season. You have to go back about 7 runs to find a run that puts him well in, but if he does bounce back to that sort of form in this motley contest, he's not without a chance.
Okay, as we go post time, Gareth's check goggles coming down, and hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer, because in the back of this we've got to get straight back over to Ludlow for their finale. And when Captain got a decent looking bumper, well, it's a newcomer's bumper, but some interesting pedigrees on show. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, probably more interesting than the Ludlow bumper, where
yeah,
we've got 3 newcomers in tongue straps.
Right.
So, not a great end to the cards at Market Rasen or Ludlow, really. Hounds Court we could mention, who did win 2 starts ago, but then didn't run well last time, and that's really him all over.
Running in Jack Berry's famous colours. As they continue to, well, you could say circular, come out onto the track proper, so hopefully should be ready to get going here, because on the back of this we'll head straight over to Ludlow. So let's get across to Market Rasen for the 7th and final time with our thanks, and rejoin Gareth Topham.
Thanks, Niall. Yeah, 2 stone and £7 between the top weights and the bottom one here, so not something that we often see. 3 mile chase to conclude the day. And the runners are now out on the track. Back here at Market Rasen, Tuesday the 5th of February, the next meeting here in Lincolnshire. Runners then about to come forward. Flags are up. And they're off for the final race here at Market Rasen today, the Download the Mansion Bet app handicap steeplechase. And on the run to the first of 17 fences, Go Baloo is going to race with the early lead here. Crosses the first fence narrowly ahead, with over towards the inside Cranbrook Causeway, and a little wider out is Hounds Court, who can push the pace in his races. He's going to jump that just about in third, with over towards the inside Carlo Rocks next, and then the market leader Robin Despois in the red and white. Sands Cove is in second last, and the Jagopolist will take that third fence as the back marker. They're all safely across that. Perhaps Robin Despois was in a little bit close to it, and the field stretched out already by a good 10 lengths or so as they work their way down past the stands. So Go Baloo, one of two mares in the race, is leading the field here under William Easterby. Two in second position, on heading out away from us Cranbrook Causeway, and then Carlo Rocks along the inside of Hounds Court. They're lying third and fourth. A 3 or 4 length break then back to Robin Despois, with over to the inside at Sands Cove. Sands Cove, who has won here at Market Rasen before, and the Jagopolist is a little bit wider out, the 12-year-old. He's got 10 stone on his back. A couple in this race have got 12 stone 7. So working their way into the back straight, Go Baloo now challenged for the lead by Cranbrook Causeway. He's going to jump to the front clearly over that fence. And Go Baloo gets a reminder on touching down at that fence. Didn't jump it with a massive deal of conviction as they race now towards the first of the 4 open ditches in the race. Carlo Rocks is now just up into third along the inside of Hounds Court. They're not too far off the leaders as they cross this open ditch. And then Robin Despois, the Jagopolis possibly a little bit slow that time, and Sands Cove is over to his inner as they make their progress on to a plain fence now. This is coming up as number 6. And over it they hop. Not a great deal to choose between Go Baloo and Cranbrook Causeway. Cranbrook Causeway on the left, Go Baloo the white cap. As they now approach another of the open ditches, Go Baloo is needing plenty of driving into these fences, all over that one safely. Back in behind the leading duo races Hounds Court, and then Carlo Rocks, the dark sleeves, over towards the inside. From Robin Despois, and out a bit wider, the Jagopolist, and a 2 or 3 length break back to Sands Cove under double seeking Ben Post. Both he and trainer James Evans looking for a last 2 races double as they leave the back straight behind them. They're about to run back into the shade, back into the home straight, where 3 plain fences will stand in their way. They've nearly done a circuit here of this Download the Mansion Bet app handicap steeplechase, and Go Baloo is now back on into a narrow lead ahead of Cranbrook Causeway, lying in second spot. Hounds Court has never been too far off them, is running in a dispute of third, with Carlo Rocks along the inside. Then follows Robin Despois in the red and white colours, with out wider in the yellow the Jagopolist, and the blue and white of Sands Cove remaining at the tail. Over what was their first, all safely across it, and soon enough they will be at the halfway stage of this concluding 3:45. Go Baloo is going to lead them at the next. Go Baloo, a careful jump, Hounds Court nearest to us. So Carlo Rocks now improving over to the inside and has joined the leaders, with Cranbrook Causeway still in the firing line, although both Cranbrook Causeway and Carlo Rocks appear to getting quite close to that fence. A little break after the leading quartet to find Sands Cove, who's now improved a couple of places, moving on narrowly ahead of Robin Despois, and the Jagopolist out a bit wider. So they're well through halfway. They now have just a circuit left to go, and all still standing, and the 7 runners covered by around about 8 or 9 lengths only on the run away from us. Maybe even a little less than that, and it is up ahead Cranbrook Causeway, who's still yet to win a race, leading up now ahead of Go Baloo, who races in second place, with Hounds Court and Carlo Rocks in third and fourth, and then Robin Despois, Sands Cove, and the Jagopolist around the outside. So they're grouping together a little bit more now as they venture off into the back for the final time, and fences 11 through to 14 coming up. 12 and 14 are the open ditches. And over this playing fence they come. Cranbrook Causeway had the lead. Sands Cove made quite an awkward looking shape at it there at the back end of the field. Go-Go Baloo is now beginning to backpedal somewhat and is overtaken by many of the others. Looks like dropping back to last now, Go-Go Baloo, as it is Cranbrook Causeway on the approach to this next open ditch. Narrowly ahead to Hounds Court on the outside, who was booted into that fence, and Go-Go Baloo stopped to a walk coming into that fence and effectively refused to jump it and is out of the race, heading on now towards the 13th. And it will be Cranbrook Causeway over it just ahead to Hounds Court on the outside, and then Carlo Rocks. Robin Despoir, quietly ridden by Paddy Brennan, starts to improve her way through the field. Then the Gigopolist and Sands Cove as they cross the final open ditch in the race. That was the last fence going down the back, and it's going to be a long way home for some of these. It is Cranbrook Causeway. From on the outside in second place, Hounds Court, who's now being nudged along, with Robin Despoir still catching the eye, now moving up into a dispute of third, with Carlo Rocks over towards her inside as they leave the back straight behind them and gallop for their final 5 furlongs. Sands Cove and the Gigopolist are the back couple, as Hounds Court now comes through on the outside to, at the very least, dispute it with Cranbrook Causeway. They're now 3 lengths away from Carlo Rocks, then Sands Cove. Robin Despoir is now been given the hurry up towards the outside by Paddy Brennan, and the Gigopolist is following these. So many chances as they head down towards the third fence from the end. Hounds Court in the blue sleeves. On the far right is Robin Despoir. On the left at Sands Cove is beginning to pick up a little bit, and they're moving away from Cranbrook Causeway, whose running appears to be done. They're up and over the third fence from home, and Robin Despoir, this side of Hounds Court, are the leading pair. They're 3 lengths away from Sands Cove in third, drawing to the second last. Robin Despoir jumps to the front, but only narrowly to Hounds Court, who's scrapping back along the inside. They're now half a dozen lengths away from Sands Cove in third, and then Carlo Rocks, one more to jump. Robin Despoir, that was a good jump. In second place is Hounds Court. Hounds Court, however, is still pestering the mare on this long run in for home. Near side is Robin Despoir. On the far side is Hounds Court, who just won't lie down. Hounds Court and Robin Despoir, a half length between the pair, back in Hounds Court's favour. Robin Despoir tries to respond, but Hounds Court proves too strong, and Sean Quinlan on his only ride here today makes it count. Robin Despoir is second, Sands Cove a long way back in behind them in third, and then Carlo Rocks, Cranbrook Causeway, and a gap to the Gigopolist.
It's an 8th career success for Hounds Court, and a second over course and distance for Joanna Foster and Sean Quinn, who's enjoying a fantastic spell in the saddle. It beats Robin Dubois in second, the mare who looked like she was going to shed her maiden tag at the 12th time of asking, but she's just been found close home by a re-rallying Hounds Court.
Hounds Court travelled quite well. The second, very patiently ridden by Brennan, looked as if he'd timed the run really well, but just got worried out of it. Hounds Court isn't consistent, but he does win races, and that's his second win in his last 3 starts. Both of them here over this 3-mile trip, and well, it was a race that one by one they dropped away until there were just the 2 of them left after the third last, and well, Hounds Court really stuck to his task, but I suspect he couldn't back him next time because of the way he tends to run, but clearly in good form here.
Good to see Joe Foster back among the winners. Obviously he had a horrible fall a few years ago, and there's a long road back to recovery, but our family and friends has done just that, and back riding horses, exercising at home and doing well. Just here, a big jump at the second last, and even the last was a better jump from the mare. Robin Dubois, I thought that might just seal the deal, but to the credit of the winner, he's re-rallied.
Yes, he's certainly stuck to his task, and she's never won a race, and perhaps she's not doing that much in front, but he's shown a very willing attitude on the inside. It's a pity he's not more consistent, really, because he can scrap when he wants to.
Okay, let's tidy up the result. Hounds Court 7-1. Robin Dubois was second at 3-1.